What you're about to see is real, 100% real. This is not an SNL skit. This is not a Babylon Bee video. This is Vice President Kamala Harris speaking, barely, to her grassroots supporters yesterday.
Don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Man, somebody's giving off some serious Nancy Pelosi vibes, isn't she?
It was a bad night. Let's not sugarcoat that. It was a bad night. It was a great presidency.
Yeah, seems like the two of them have been hanging out lamenting their loss to President Trump at the local watering hole. Look, we're not really sure what's going on with Kamala Harris. There have long been rumors, unsubstantiated mostly, of her enjoying an alcoholic beverage here and there. There have been other rumors about her maybe being on some kind of prescription drug, but all of that, again, is just conjecture. However, when you watch this really bizarre video that came out yesterday, it was a call with grassroots supporters, and it was her going through step by step, going through the campaign and thanking them and trying to keep them inspired. But it really did seriously raise a lot of questions about her mental health. Perhaps she's just overtired, or maybe she was overserved. Either way, there's a lot of questions about this compilation that Kamala Harris put out for her supporters.
The outcome of this election obviously is not what we wanted. It is not what we worked so hard for. But I am proud of the race we ran. And your role in this was critical. What we did in 107 days was unprecedented. Think about the coalition that we built, and we were so intentional about that. You would hear me talk about it all the time. Being a daughter of parents who are active in the civil rights movement, I know and believe that the best movements that are about progress in our country mean that it's leaders that we are dedicated to the coalition, to bringing people together that seemingly have nothing in common, but have everything in common.
Have nothing in common, but have everything in common. Our user on X said, she reminds me of my aunt on Thanksgiving after she's had a couple Chardonnays. We're building a coalition that's where we have nothing in common, but we have everything in common. You know, she gets too close for you and you can really smell the grapes. You can really smell the grapes on her breath. At one point, I feel like it seems like she almost actually belched in the middle of a sentence.
A coalition where we bring people together based on a deep love of our country and our understanding that the strength of our country will be a function of our willingness to put in the work.
Yeah, it'll be of our function, like something was repeating on her, which, look, I've been there before. I went to college. I lived hard in my 20s. I've been out with a lot of people, and a lot of times I remember back to some of those fraternity parties, some of those weddings where the champagne was flowing freely, and people just got overly emotional, and they started to slur their words, and they just got super emo, and they remind me a lot of Kamala Harris in this video.
And it means so much to me and to Governor Walz that you knocked on doors, you called friends, you called in favors. You said, hey, I showed up at your softball game. Now I need you to show up at the campaign office.
Look, I came to your game with a softball game and I was there and I was like, wow, now you gotta come to the campaign office. And it's less the kind of video you would think that a professional politician who was eyeing another run, because again, Kamala Harris, she's youthful when you look at the rest of the landscape of politicians in this country. She's not done with her political career, one would think. And in a recent poll, get this, in a recent poll, this is the woman that the majority of Democrat voters said they would want to hold the nomination in 2028.
Understand that the work we put into it was about empowering people. That's the spirit with the work we did. Our spirit and our work was about saying that it is a strength that we each have to lift people up as opposed to beating people down. It is a strength we have that has lasting effect. So all that work that you did that was about engaging with other people, engaging with perfect strangers and in their face seeing a neighbor, that has lasting effect.
Yeah, that is lasting effect. Just like alcohol abuse kills brain cells. But she definitely is laying the groundwork. I mean, just to have a call with her supporters is laying the groundwork for a second potential presidential run. When you have people out there working for you, when you have volunteers who come out and dedicate their time and sacrifice for you, you want to make sure that they know this was not for nothing. That this was all part of the plan. This was how it was supposed to go. And let's not forget about the donors, which was another quizzical part about the video. This had nothing to do with Kamala Harris's stability or her cadence or the potential slurring of any words or bizarre speech patterns. This part of the speech was curious because it seemed like she was bragging about all the money she raised that went to one of the most ineffective campaigns in history.
Get this. We raised an historic $1.4 billion, almost $1.5 billion from grassroots supporters alone. The most in presidential campaign history.
And you lost. Let's get this. Guys, get this. Get this. You're not going to believe it. We raised over $1.2 billion and we spent it all and we lost. It's a bizarre thing to throw in there. Hey guys, thank you so much for your support. Did you know that we spent $1.2 billion and it was all for nothing? Do you know we spent $1.2 billion? In fact, we still owe $20 million according to some reports. And all of that money really didn't do any good because we lost. We didn't just lose. We lost the Electoral College. We lost the popular vote. We didn't beat Joe Biden in a single county that he won the first time he ran against Donald Trump. In fact, we performed worse than Joe Biden and we spent way more money. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your support. Again, it's a bizarre thing to be bragging about.
I know this is an uncertain time. I'm clear-eyed about that.
I don't think clear-eyed's the word. You don't want to use, I don't think clear-eyed is, nobody's really looking at you going, are you really clear-eyed?
I know you're clear-eyed about it. And it feels heavy. And I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
And then just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, she belched a second time.
I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving with the ability and to find the ability at this moment to just remember there is so much to be thankful for.
There is, I mean, right, that's what it is. Something's coming up on her.
I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving with the ability and to find the ability at this.
It's just, I mean, look, a lot of folks said she just got back from Hawaii. She took a post-election vacation with her husband, Doug Emhoff. They went to Hawaii. Some people suggested maybe she stayed at one of those all-inclusive resorts where you don't have to pay for anything. You just wander up to the bar and you order as many banana daiquiris as you possibly want. But we don't know what's going on with Kamala Harris. Some people are worried about her, and a lot of folks said this was something that she wanted to do. Reports from the Democrat Party and from Kamala Harris's campaign are that her aides and her advisors begged her not to do this message. They said, we should not, this is according to reports, we should not let you get in front of the camera at this moment. But Kamala Harris won and also lost at the same time.
And so I wish for you that you are surrounded by the people you love and who love you. As you know, I encourage you to be around family in whatever way you compose that family, but to take a moment and just reflect on all the good you have done and all the good you have yet to do. We are powerful, those of us who love our country. And we got a lot of work to do.
Look, while I'm glad that Kamala Harris did not win the election and that President Trump is headed back to the White House, I am going to miss these little chats we have. And this Thanksgiving, when I pour something in my glass, I will raise it high and drink a toast to Kamala Harris, as I am sure she will be drinking many toasts to the rest of us.
And to find the ability at this moment.
If you enjoyed this video, do both of us a favor. Make sure you like, subscribe, and set notifications because we do a live show every day, noon Eastern, 11 Central, and we're constantly pumping out videos and other great content for you to enjoy. And you're only going to get it if you like, subscribe, and set notifications. So do that right now.